watch it?
I'm recording right now. I had to come down here. I watched the first two. I didn't see what the third skill was. Was it anything good?
Yeah, it came down to the last shot. And Nani hit it and Orlando won.
Did you do the trash? Do the trash.
Which foxes are which? Huh?
I don't care. The ones that are full of trash, they have to go. So you gotta fill the other trash can, plus whatever will fit in the one that's already out there. You already carried 2 up. That one on top is trash. You carried 2 boxes up already. So get that and like 1 more, and that'll probably be all it'll fit. Because those huge boxes can't go. Alright, we got 1 person watching so far. Other people will join in later. Alright, we got ourselves tonight 2 more archive boxes of Deep Space Nine Heroes and Villains. Break is sponsored by Blowout Cards. Alright, except for pretty much whatever the display relic is going to look like, and the and who the printing plate is of, or what the printing plate is of. There's really not much everything's the same. Get a box for trash here. Alright, that ought to be good. I was just bringing up the checklist only because I want to, for the archive box exclusives, they're the ones I want to make sure I'll take pictures of those. How you doing, Mike? Hi everybody, it's only you right now. Yeah, we'll get some latecomers. Okay, so we start with, here's our duel. And here's our Avery Brooks. It went up today. I don't know if you've been on the site or not. I think Houdini must be at the National, or setting up for the National, because he posted that he was on his phone when he approved them, but it just went up today. Alright, I believe this is the archive exclusive Deborah Lacey. Yeah, let me just... Yep. Yeah, I was getting a little worried. I submitted them on Friday, but they went up sometime this afternoon. Oh, I got to do the comic panels too. CC11, 18 and 99. But artist choice round 2, the Beyond. I canceled the Star Wars High Tech. I canceled Star Wars High Tech and I just put up Evolution instead. CC4, since High Tech was stalled out. See if that gets any movement. Also, I'm not sure if you're in it or not, but the break for Outlander CZX got switched to a hit draft. Here's our display panel relic. We didn't get anything crazy. I believe this one's the archive exclusive as well. Where's Bernie Casey? There you are. Yep. So that'll go in that pile. Thank you. Just base cards. Any outstanding from any of the breaks from last week that ended up until this weekend, except for like 3 people, everything went out either yesterday or today. Andrew Robinson, I think he's got, yeah, all right. So, however order I'm opening these packs, I'm hitting the archive exclusive cards first. How's it going tonight, Chris? CC13. CC5. CC14. You know what? I don't know. Let me, you know what? I mean, the way I read... Alright, so we got all the comic panels out. This is the archive exclusive also, Bill Smitrovich. When you say repeat, do you mean the exact same panel? I mean, obviously that's not really possible. But I mean, my guess is they probably bought a couple of each of these books. I mean, they have specific issues on the back that they say they're from, but I'll check. Let's real quick. Let's jump over here. Quick links, threads. Let's see what the last break. I don't remember what they were that we got. We got 3, 10, 7, 6, 15. So we didn't get any doubles. Or I should say doubles. We didn't get any that are the same, from the last box to this. But I mean, my guess, since they're numbered out of 99, that they must have, bought a few of each of these books, and that's how many, they cut that many panels. So is it possible that there's more than one with the same exact image on it? I guess, if they, depending on how they cut them up. Star Trek, I mean, I'm not a comic book collector. Here's the archive exclusive Nana Visitor. I mean, I have a few comics, but nothing that's really for any collectible value, just my own personal preference. But like, unlike Star Wars, I don't think Star Trek books really have much value to them. Maybe some of the original old stuff, were they gold keys, or I think Iggy Pop archive exclusive. But I don't recall reading much about people talking about their prized Next Generation collection. Jim Metzler archive exclusive. Was this one an archive one too? I forget. Chase Masterson. Yep. I wonder if you sent a message to Rittenhouse, if they would even be able to answer, like, if you bought a particular issue, one of these books that they cut up, how many panels can you make from one single comic book? Another archive exclusive. I didn't really pay attention from the first break, but I guess all of the regular autographs are in box B. What are they down to on the cases? I never opened Gotham. Okay, box A is done. I mean, I'm all for, especially Flash, because I still have a couple of, depending on what seasons they are, I've got gaps in my Flash cards. I don't do autographs, so I think I don't have a season 1 foil set. And then I came up one card short on Season 2's foil set. I never bothered. There actually, I should just buy it. There's a guy that's got one, but he's in the UK, and he's got free shipping. I'm just afraid that the card's going to get banged up in the mail because it's only like $3 with shipping. I just wonder if there's enough interest. I would think that if you could get a alright, so we got Helene Udi. There we go. Vanessa Williams. I don't know, on my end, my stream is really lagging. Iggy Pop. Oh, that was okay. So, you know, that's a good signature. His archive signature isn't as nice as that one. I don't know how much the price varies or if they even have them, but I mean, the odds are really long, but about getting a was it Season 4 of Arrow? You could get the AML autographs. Salome Jens. And then Season 2 of Flash had the Grant autographs. Dick Miller. And Leland Crook. Hey Vinny, how you doing? Wow, Arrow's still pretty high. Are those the seasons that have the Grant and the AML in there? No kidding. Because I don't remember now, but what was there? 15 of each one, I think. Bridget Ann White. Mark Alimo. There was only 4 of each? Are you sure? I could have sworn it was more than that. Or maybe it was something like 12 total. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Felicia Bell. And then was it in the Arrow? Was that the one where there was a lot more of him than Flash? Susan Bay Nimoy. Andrea Martin. You know, I asked this when we opened up the last case, archive box, but Andrea Martin, isn't that the comedian from SCTV? Patricia Tallman. Wendy Roby. Now, Cryptozoic has been handing out autographs, you know, like his giveaways. Andrew Robinson for products that they didn't end up making, which was the Season 3 Flash, and at the Philly show they were handing out him and Parks and Rec. No, not Parks and Rec. Arrested Development. Terry Farrell Silver. But I was wondering, because Topps has done it with Star Trek, would you care, like if you pulled a Grant autograph out of CZX Superheroes and Supervillains? I know it said movies, but like if they somehow could include TV in that. Even though it would have been a different type of card. Deborah Van Valkenburg. Here's the regular Chase Masterson. I really don't understand. You know, I had asked the question today about if they had announced any other autograph signers for the CZX at Comic-Con, and they haven't. That actually kind of worries me a little bit. Julie Caitlin Brown. No. And so I didn't, since I set up at the show in May, I didn't get a chance to walk around or really talk to anybody. I talked to the, to Dustin just for a couple of minutes. And I had seen some people had posted that they had given away autographs, and somebody got a Grant Gustin autograph, Charlie Brill, and I think that they had to give them, they were giving them away because they weren't allowed to issue them because they weren't making another set. Pretty sure that that's what was going on. I definitely remember them, the more I think about it, that it was Arrested Development was the other ones that they were handing out. Max Grodenchik. But if you do a search, and I'm not sure if it'd be on here or if it was on NSU or if it's on both, but if you do a search about the Philly show from May, Hillary Shepard Turner, you'll see some people were showing off the stuff that they handed out. Hey, apparently not good enough. Mark Alimo, I think they're done. They're pretty much done with the Arrowverse, if I remember correctly. I don't even think they're doing a season 2 for Supergirl. Which is kind of a shame. You would think they could have at least maybe just done a full Arrowverse set and put everything they had left in it. That would have made for a pretty epic set. Don't want to mix non-sleeved and sleeved cards. Mark Allen Shepard. I don't know how much Supergirl they printed, but I mean that definitely sold out quick. Shannon Cochran, we couldn't even get another breakup. But who knows, maybe they let their, the licenses are different from TV versus movies. I have no idea. I wasn't expecting another set of Legends. But again, I mean, I don't know how much Blowout ordered, but they definitely didn't have a lot. They didn't have any left over. Barbara Bosson. Steven Weber. I was kind of surprised how far down in the draft he went in the first box. And Rene Auberjonois, I really don't remember how to pronounce his name. I used to know. Stuck cards. But I'll just keep my stuff on my my want list and pick it up. But Bill Smitrovich, except for the crossovers, I never watched Arrow, so I don't have. Except for, and I don't even know how I got it, but I have a green foil stamp set from season 2. Wayne Grace. But I mean, I did Flash, I did Legends, and I did Supergirl. Nana Visitor Silver. And I'm still missing a couple of odds and ends on all of them. And I guess I didn't even bother with Black Lightning. So you've got it spelled exactly how it is. I need a phonetic spelling. Auberginois. Is that close? Michael Canavan. There's the other Deborah Lacey. And it's funny, I used to know how to pronounce his name, and I haven't heard it in so long. Bertilla Damas. But most of these people, like, I see the names all the time from opening the cards, but, you know, if I'm not hearing their name, you know, how do you know how to pronounce it? Yeah, you see, I wouldn't even have tried. I would have just said, sir. Shannon Cochran. Bernie Casey. But like my wife, she actually watches Black Lightning with me. I think I could have gotten her to possibly open up some cards with me. She hates cards. Felicia Bell. That and what's the other? Oh, we watched Cloak and Dagger together, but we haven't had a chance to. We still have like 8 more episodes to watch from the last season. Mr. Renee. Sounds like when you're like a little kid and you're calling your teacher. Jim Metzler. Caitlin Hopkins. Michael Dorn. You know, I don't even know who would have the license to it anymore, but I wonder how the ratings are doing for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, I've really been enjoying the show. I mean, it was off the air for a long time. I thought they were never bringing it back. Jill Jacobson. Billy Mummy. But they did the first 2 seasons Rittenhouse had done. And I think at that point, I think Upper Deck had already taken over the Marvel Comics part of it. Harris Yullen. I was actually taking a look at it today because I'm like, I love Melanie Smith. I love the silver signatures, and the Shield ones were really nice looking. Most of them were in the archive boxes, so I was looking up archive boxes for Shield, and they were sold ones were really expensive. But I'm not sure how the market's been going, but there seemed to be an uptick on the price of signatures, autographs from that. Stephen Macht. Cryptozoic must be doing such a good job with all the games for DC. Courtney Peldon. I mean, you would think that Topps or Upper Deck would be able to throw a lot more money than Cryptozoic could, for licensing fees. Alexander Siddig. Silver signature. Yeah, I mean, how long before? Yeah, my God, if Topps got it. Inside the DC universe, outside the DC universe, DC Evolution, DC Legacy. Well, actually, I would like DC Legacy. Excuse me. Galen Gorg. Joseph Culp. Then Upper Deck would have, they'd have a couple of the big names. Heidi Swedberg, but they'd only have 3 of each one in the entire run. Save 3/4 of it for E-Pack. And we'd be pulling, I don't even know who. Thug number 3. Saya Batten. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, Topps does it with every product. They just overproduce it. Deirdre L. Immershine. I think, honestly, the real shame is that Upper Deck actually puts out decent products, but they somehow always screw everything up. Wallace Shawn, whether they don't even attempt to get autographs. I'm only talking about movie releases or TV releases. I mean, Defenders really wasn't that bad of a product. I think he got killed with because it was Netflix. Camille Saviola. Daphne Ashbrook. And And Avery Brooks, silver signature. I mean, all I could think of is that Topps, in particular, they must, when they talk to whoever that they need to talk to about getting a license, you know, for a particular product, you know, they probably just tell them, oh, we'll be able to, you know, bring you in X number of dollars. Not the fact that we're going to completely dilute any possible collectible value of any of your products. Brett Cullen. I mean, they ran Walking Dead into the ground. Fionnuala Flanagan. Annette Held or Heldy. Joel Sweetow. And James Sloyan. Tracy Scoggins. And Armin Shimmerman, silver signature. And doesn't want to focus. There we go. Well, with Upper Deck, I would actually consider, I'm not sure what's going on with the price, and I haven't looked online to see what the difference is, but Black Panther Blowout still has it like at $800 a case, which is about twice as high as it should be. But I mean, you're going to get Martin Freeman and Angela Bassett, which I think is pretty cool. But there's still got to be a couple redemptions floating around out there. I'm not sure when they expire. Molly Hagan. Last card. Hillary Shepard Turner. Okay, who did we get? Printing plate number 73. Kern. Alright, that does it for our first box tonight. Let me just slide this stuff over, because we're going to do them both in the same video. Get this thing knocked out real quick. I just have to go grab another pack of soft sleeves. So one thing about opening up archive boxes is they're great to open. They're easier than doing hobby cases. But boy, I go through soft sleeves and top loaders like crazy. Okay, so this is box 3, since out of all that we've opened so far. I wonder if Blowout still has any left after this draft gets started, if we should just go until they run out. When I asked, I think they said they only had 4 left. Okay, here's this stupid sticker got all bent up on this one. I say this every video. Rittenhouse, please get a smaller sticker. And here's our Avery Brooks. What's going on here? Okay. I wouldn't mind seeing the display panel relic with some actual stuff on it, not just a line. Deborah Lacey archive exclusive. Well, well, we got 2 lines this time. Yeah, I didn't realize it until we opened up the second box because I wasn't paying attention. But the archive exclusive autographs are in box A, and then all the regular pack inserted autographs are in box B. Now this is a cool panel. CC1. CC9. There's the Bernie Casey. I always wondered how Rittenhouse figures out what they are or aren't doing with stuff. Like James Bond and Twilight Zone, all the autographs are numbered, and it's like an ongoing thing through all the releases. Yet, Star Trek, for instance, Andrew Robinson isn't. Yeah, I wish I could tell you it was like an official thing, but I think he just said it, you know, in talking, that I guess the releases weren't strong enough for them to warrant, you know, to continue producing. You'd probably get a better response just you know, Dustin is not super active, but he responds when he can to questions on Blowout. CC12. I didn't know Cryptozoic has a forum. CC8. I got one more. Bill Smitrovich. Yeah, I mean, I only go on their site to look at checklists and such. Nana Visitor. I guess they do very well with the little figures and all the games and such, but it's just not my cup of tea. So I don't, you know, because if they could focus strictly on cards, they obviously know how to put out good sets, and they know how to get autographs and wardrobes. Oh, a horizontal here. CC2. Iggy Pop. Because, like with Cryptozoic, I think they would really do well putting out some anime sets. But I don't know how that works with those licenses. And so the guy had posted about all the Dragon Ball card games today. And I know Panini had put out a set, but it was terrible. Jim Metzler. But I mean, any of the... Come on, focus. Never understood why the shows, how so many of them are very popular, and yet none of them ever got any kind of sets, except for card games. And then they seem to be in Japan only. Chase Masterson. You know, the only problem with horror ones is you're talking about like all horror films together, like some sort of a compilation set. So then you'd have to get agreements from all the different movie studios. Now, if you could focus on one specific movie studio that put out a lot of horror movies, that would work well. And I wonder how they're, if they're still popular. Not the horror movies in general, but whatever movies you're able to get the agreements on. When we were talking about that in the Facebook group, I'm not sure if you had commented or not. You're in the Facebook group, right? Alright, that's it for box A. Oh, are you on Facebook at all? It's the only thing I do on there is this group I started. I made an empty account just to make it. Printing plates. Helene Udi. Vanessa Williams. Your no, sir, there, Iggy Pop. Is that no, you're not in the group, or no, you're not on Facebook, or no to both of them? Bridget Ann White. Okay. Marco Limo. Well, like I said, except for that group, I am not on Facebook. I'm not a fan. Felicia Bell. But I wanted to have an extension of what I do here, and I needed a platform to do it, and that seemed like what everybody does. But if you get a minute, you ought to go check it out. It's really small. There's only 40 people in it right now. I'm actually running a break on there that I'm slowly filling. Salome Jens. Viceroy had contacted me. They wanted me to break whatever they had left from Space Series 2. So, Dick Miller. So they want to do it's iFish 73 Breaks and Mail Service. If you're allowed to see a preview, Leland Crook. It's actually Venom's 2016 Marvel no, is it 2016 or 1995? But it's a Venom Marvel Masterpieces card. Is my like backdrop or whatever you call it. But except for like one person, one or two people, everybody that's in that break, it's all the non-sport guys from Blowout. Wendy Roby. Andrew Robinson. But when the new stuff comes out, I'm a little behind. But when I do a break, I've been putting like reviews Terry Farrell, what I actually think. I try and be nice on the videos. If you can't find it, shoot me a PM and I'll send you a link. Oh, okay. Susan Bay Nimoy. Did you get a chance to find the break, or not the break, the thread, Andrea Martin, about people getting the cards? You know, like what's her name's Cryptozoic handing them out, Patricia Tallman. That was also back in May now, so beginning of May. So you've had quite a bit of time. Paul Popowich. Julie Caitlin Brown. Yeah, I wish I had actually had some time to go over there and talk to them and see the card giveaway. Charlie Brill. God, it's got to stink so much, though. You think about it, how much it cost them to get the autographs that they just gave away because they couldn't actually issue them as a released product. Deborah Van Valkenburg. Well, they were just at San Diego Comic-Con. Chase Masterson. I don't know all the different shows they go to. When the National was in Atlantic City, George was set up at the National. Max Grodenchik. Hillary Shepard Turner. Hey, it's our interview man. How you doing, Mike? And Mark Alimo. So who do you have next on the interview lineup? Bill Smitrovich. Wayne Grace. Maximum Overdrive, the movie with Emilio Estevez, Nana Visitor. I couldn't tell you the last time I watched that movie. Mark Allen Shepard. Shannon Cochran. You sure do go through an interesting mix of people to interview. Last time we talked, you had a big wrestler. Barbara Bosson. Well, I forget. What do you like, Mike? Steven Weber. Your 1,000th show? Congratulations! That's a long run there. Renee Auberge Mr. Renee. There you go, Mike. Well, I don't do any wrestling. There's another guy on Blowout who does most of the wrestling stuff. I forget, did you ever join Blowout? I really thought I was going to nail the name, and then I just completely swing and a miss. Michael Canavan. Oh, 12th. Wow, 12,000 shows. That's pretty impressive. Deborah Lacey. Bertilla Damas. I will be doing, what's the next Star Wars product? Let's see. We got Chrome Legacies all full. That comes out in a couple weeks. And then Skywalker Saga, I think, is the next Star Wars set coming out. Shannon Cochran. You know, depending on what you really like, and you know where you want to be price point wise on a break. Bernie Casey, my personal opinion, most of this stuff it's crap. I mean, I'll put in a case because people just want to, they'll take a shot at, you know, at every product just for the hell of it. I'd wait until Masterworks. I mean, it's a more expensive product, but at least it's a nice product. Nicer than all the other ones. They're just, you know, they're just dumps. They just keep recycling the same stuff over and over again. Now on the Facebook group, you know, we've got the Space Break. It's not Star Wars, obviously. Jill Jacobson. We were talking about trying to maybe do a Walking Dead break on there. Bill Mummy. You know what? There's a question for you. When you joined, So you put in a thing to join, and then you had to wait to get approved. How long did it take from the point that you put in the join before you got approved? Like what was the time frame on that? Well, I already did James Bond, but they don't have any more, so there's no more of that to be done. Stephen Macht. And James Bond actually wasn't a bad release. It was pretty good. You know, the big thing was there was only one James Bond in the release, which kind of stunk, but Alexander Siddig Silver, you're obviously not getting Roger Moore. Sean Connery never signed. So that leaves you, and what is it? Timothy Dalton won't sign. Courtney Peldon. Not sure why they didn't get Daniel Craig, unless, you know, that might have been a scheduling thing, because Rittenhouse never had a problem getting him. Jim Metzler. Michael Dorn, silver signature. Caitlin Hopkins. But the breaks right now, artist choice, you know, which is it's not a licensed product, so you know everything that's done on there is either public domain or a concept of the artist themselves. It's a fun product. They're all, you know, sketches. That's all there is. Harris Yulin, Star Trek Beyond, that hobby case. That's probably 2/3 of the way full already. That's a fun cheap break. Melanie Smith. There's a third break. Star Wars Evolution. That's an older product, but it's not expensive. That's a fun set. I like doing that one. I forgot that went up today too. A lot of people prefer doing the old stuff. Deirdre Emersheen. You know, I'd have to look. I don't remember. It can't be more than $25, $30 at the most. Saya Batten. And Wallace Shawn. Alright, why do I know Wallace Shawn, that name? What else is he in? Alright, so what happens is, for Evolution, for instance, you figure out what's in a case. So you get 2 hits in every box. It's either an autograph and autograph sketch. There's these fake patches. Joseph Culp. So after the break is full, you randomize the list. Galen Gorg. And then when we open up the case, okay, that's what I thought it was, the Princess Bride. I'm bad with names, but it sounded, I thought that's who it was. Heidi Swedberg. So for instance, like this break, and I'll ignore the fact that it's a snake because that gets confusing, but everybody, chips in. You randomize everybody that's in there to determine in what order you get to pick. We open up the product. Then if you have the number one pick, you'll pick what you think is the best thing in here. And then whoever has number two gets to pick whatever they think that's best that's left. And you keep going down the line until there's nothing left. Susanna Thompson. So if there's 20 spots in the break and everybody pays $25 and you pull a Harrison Ford autograph, whoever's got the number one pick really made out well. But then the person who's got the 20th pick might only end up with a base set of cards, which, might only be like a $5 thing. And that's the gamble of doing the break. Brett Cullen. Yes. And Fionnuala Flanagan. Excuse me. What happens is a lot of people, they would rather do that than open up a box themselves, even when it comes down to the sets, because when the base sets, I'll actually sort them out to make sure you get a set and not just a bunch of random cards. So you figure you open up a box on your own, you might not even get a full set of base cards. Camille Saviola. This one's a little bit different because this one was a lot more expensive. This was $44 a spot. But what happens is the break, everybody picks 5 times. So you go, it was 17 spots. So you go 1 through 17, and then you go backwards, 17 to 1. And you just keep going up and down until everything's gone. So you've got Daphne Ashbrook. I'm not sure the value of some of the cards, but I know the Iggy Pop went high. So you got Iggy Pop, the singer, the Stooges guy. So that card might be worth, say, $100. So you paid your $40 into this, you get that card, and then when it gets back to you again, you might only get a card that's worth $7, $8, and then you keep going. Avery Brooks. Come on. Getting too much glare there. There we go. So you pick what you want, and then the person after you goes, and you keep going back and forth through those 17 people until everything's done. And then once it's done, I got to pack it all up and mail it out. Really, that's the gist of it. Whatever's, when it's your turn, you pick whatever you want out of what's left, out of all of these autographs and comic cards and whatnot. Annette Held. That is a good point, Mike. There's actually some people that they don't even participate in the breaks to get the, to actually want to get cards or get something out of the break. Joel Sweetow, some people just do it as a gamble where they'll get a spot, and then if they get a high spot, they'll trade it out or they'll sell it for cash. James Sloyan. Like, I wonder how much Buffy gave Go Beeves for his number one spot in Twin Peaks, and then to get a really desirable set of printing plates. Where the buy-in on that break was $25, I think. Well, if you're a huge Walking Dead person, if we can get the interest up in the Facebook group, I would do Season 4 Part 2. Molly Hagan. Blowout doesn't have it. I'd have to get it from somebody else. but you know, you're looking at $20 a spot roughly, and you would get Hillary Shepard Turner, a case of Cryptozoic Walking Dead. So you're guaranteed an autograph out of every box. So the first 12 people, you know, if all you want is an autograph, if you're in the top 12, guaranteed you're getting an autograph. That's cool. So the one that we just did was season 4 part 1, which the signer list is a lot weaker, and unfortunately we pulled 4 Greg Nicotero autographs, which kind of sucked. Tracy Scoggins, but that break was only $18.50 a spot, and the guy who got the number 1 pick got an Andrew Lincoln autograph, so he obviously did very well. Armin Shimmerman. Well, you could easily, they're not expensive to get a Greg. Okay, so that is it for the second box. All we got left is to see who we got as our printing plate. And I think we did very well with this printing plate. Try and find the one that's got the best image. I guess we'll show the black. This is card number 85. And I'll butcher the name as usual. Yelgren. But that is Iggy Pop's character. So the real question is going to be, in this particular archive box here, what do you really want? Do you want the Iggy autograph, or do you want the Iggy printing plates? So that'll be an interesting thing for the person who's going to pick first. Okay, so that does it for these 2 breaks. Like we were saying earlier, over on Blowout, Artist Choice Round 2 is up, Star Wars Evolution is up, and Star Trek Beyond. Star Trek Beyond might actually already be full. I'm not sure. What is the answer, Mike? Would you go autograph, or would you go printing plates? And do you have number 1 in box number 3? I didn't look to see. I saw the random happen, but I didn't look to see who's got what. On here, or you want to chat over on you know what, real quick before you do that, Mike, so here's the question with the Iggy autographs. The autograph of the regular version, oh, is that the trade with Kurg? Yeah, if you give me a couple minutes once I clean up over here. I got to scan a few things, so I'll be up for another hour or so. Yeah, you can hit me up on chat over there. The pack inserted autograph is so much nicer looking than the archive autograph, in my opinion. And I don't know how much the value differs between the two, but just based off of the look of the signature alone, I would take the pack inserted autograph if I had to pick between the two. Alright, so anyway, Star Wars Evolution, Star Trek Beyond, if there's any spots left, and Artist Choice Round 2. That is it for all the breaks I have going on right now. I'm going to scan the archive exclusives, the display panel, and the comic cards on this. The other stuff, you guys all know what it looks like, so I'm not going to worry about it. Blast Zone Mike, you're in my group, right? So I think you can chat from there. I'm not real good with Facebook, but if you just go to the group and get my name right there, you know, as the moderator, you'll see me. I think you can do it that way. All right. So anyway, if there's anything you want me to break, shoot me a message over on Blowout. join the Facebook group, iFish73 Breaks and Mail Service. You can request stuff over there. We're still filling the one break. It's a slow moving one, but we're in no rush on that. It's all of the sketches that are left from Space Series 2 by Viceroy. And we might even try and get a Walking Dead break going over there. So that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you on the next break. And then the 10 minutes it takes for this thing to finally close out from the encoder.